What is up, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Today is episode number 20. And we have, before we begin, actually, I want to thank our audience, right? Our audience.
Yes.
It's amazing. We've been hitting some record numbers, and I don't even know how. It's amazing. I want to thank the audience. And if you have not subscribed, please, where's the camera? Please subscribe.
Smash that subscribe button.
Yeah.
We'd like you to subscribe, comment, whether it's
share.
good or bad, share.
Yeah. Give us a like, unlike, or what is that? A thumbs down.
Yep.
It's okay. We'll take it. You know, we love the criticism.
Tweet it, thread it, whatever.
Thread
dude.
it.
I'll
He said
do all
thread
it.
it.
Well, when we started at the beginning, we would have like 20, 30 views, which is great. Anyone that would watch us. And then it's blown up the last 3 episodes, 16, 17, 18, over 1,000, which is amazing.
I know. It's like,
nice.
how?
Wow.
We're just so
And
grateful.
then last week, it's 500 and basically in 3 days.
Right.
And so what the point is, like I want to tell people out there, is we just have the intentions of just entertaining people, just give them some information, talk about BJJ, and the big thing is just inspire and impact. And so just everyone's stories. So if you just do that, it gets out to more people. We have we're just trying to do something.
Right.
We're not trying to be famous or make money. We're just doing something from our heart. It's a passion project that started. Maybe we'll share the story one day, but just sharing stories like we are today, just get it out there.
Yep,
So
that's
thank you so
right.
much. Big hearts, all that stuff.
Yep. On that note, support our community. Let's do it. Like, subscribe. And now let's get this party started. Episode 20, and it's such a special episode. I cannot believe we are here. I remember the first one. It's just, it's
crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. And who better than Professor Bruno
Yes.
and Lana to join us from the Academy. They are amazing. They are role models. They are inspirational. They are there to support. They are the backbone of our BJJ community, and we're so blessed and grateful to have you. And on that note, we always like to start with, we'll start with Professor Bruno, of course.
I would say let's start with the ladies.
All right.
Thank
Ladies
you for
first.
having
Oh, that's
us.
right.
See, that's why he's the
Ladies
professor.
Oh my
we
God.
learned something else. I'm going to write this note down.
Let me just
Gonna
tell you the way
school
my
you even
brain
outside of
works.
the gym.
My brain works like in order,
No,
right?
no,
So
you
boom,
can
boom, boom,
save
boom,
the
boom.
best for last.
But
that's
that's-
okay.
See, that's another
We'll save
great
it.
lady.
So we'll start. We'll
Look at
start
this.
like
There
this.
you go. There
Okay,
you go.
Lana, tell us something good. So we typically start the show with that. With
Okay.
something good, like Joe. What they start calling you last week? Jiggles, Joe. Giggles?
Gosh, you're ringing
Joe
it up.
Giggles, Joe Giggles,
Joe Giggles and
Joe
Jiggle,
Giggles.
You said jiggles.
Giggle Joe.
Giggling.
Yeah.
Hey, you forgot.
I don't know.
Little Joe.
You lost a lot of weight, man. I don't think you're jiggling too much anymore, dude.
No,
Yeah,
giggle.
We'll talk
giggle.
about Professor's been helping me. I'm a machine on the mat. So we'll talk about the little Professor. It's about the ladies.
So tell us something good, something you're grateful for. I mean, he says that he's thankful of his pillow because it supports his big head. Actually, that's me that says that. But, every night, when you wake up, boom, thank you, pillow, for supporting my big head. So just something to be grateful about.
Gratitude.
Something I am really grateful for is just being physically able to do jiu-jitsu.
Oh, health. Yes.
That's a good one.
Health and
100%.
fitness. Yeah.
Because I've definitely been not able to do jiu-jitsu
Mm.
at certain points.
That's
All
awesome.
right. I
That's
love
a
that.
great one.
Story
That's a
there.
good
I
one.
like
That
I did not
is
know that.
health.
Even like physical labor, like mowing the lawn, something
Right.
you
Yeah.
look at as work, a
Yeah.
task. I was like, I got to get out here and mow the lawn. But there's going to be a day. There's going to be one day where you're like, man, I can't even mow the lawn anymore.
Yeah.
There's going to be
for
a
sure.
day you wish
Yeah.
you could.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's going
That-
to be a day one day. It's going to come. It's different for everyone, but I'm thankful that I'm able.
Love it.
That's
I
awesome.
love it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go, Joe. Quick.
Well, again, it's just the opportunity to have family and friends, especially these two will get more into it, how they are impacting other people. And because of them having good people around you, family, friends that impact your lives, your life actually has more joy and more value. So I'm thankful for that.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Me, I'm just grateful that we're here. I'm grateful that we woke up. I can go on for like
stupid.
hours on that. So I'm not.
You got a
even
whole
gonna go
list
there.
Amen.
prepared.
Yeah.
I know you got a list prepared, dude.
It's always there. I'm grateful of being able to perform physically. I mean, just getting out of bed, is sometimes overlooked. It's taken for granted. There I go with my ESL. So
It's okay. You're getting better.
little
We
by
got
little.
your back. We got your back.
Johnny.
I'm just super grateful. I just got back from a serious road trip, and luckily no accidents, no freak car overheating or anything, right? Like we had
No yuppie incidents.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, no car incidents. We can, we'll text Yeppy about that, how to keep his car tuned. But I'm just super grateful we made it back safe and sound.
Nice.
And, drove like over 60 hours and over the past 10 days, it was a lot of driving. So, and a lot of like crazy kind of like sketchy areas too. So really glad we're just safe and sound. And that's my positive thing for the day. Yeah.
I know you went to Mexico. We'll talk about it in
We'll
a
talk
bit.
about it, yeah.
Professor Bruno, tell us something good.
I'm grateful to have the good people we have around me. Because for many years, I thought I had it, but I only realized that I didn't have when you actually start having good people around you and you can compare and you say, oh, now I'm good.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah, you compare, contrast. You get so involved that you don't even know what's good. You got those blinders.
And hopefully it keeps getting better too, right? And maybe in a couple of years you'd be like, man, now I really have. It just keeps
Exactly.
getting better. Hopefully with the same group.
I think
right?
the big thing is when you plant good seeds, there's no way to have a bad harvest.
Yeah.
So for many years I've been working planting good seeds. And finally, after a few years of working around not the best people, I got the bless to have a happy family, have a happy environment at the gym, people coming in, and we have like students and the culture that we have at the gym, and so it's everything like result of something that I've been working since I got here.
Yeah. And I think we talk about that all the time, like that, that environment and that culture that, you both have kind of been, fostering and creating there. I saw it like the moment that I
Yes.
stepped into the group, but, we talk about it all the time. It's like really impactful. So
A lot of
yeah.
episodes we
There
make
was
reference.
there was someone that just walked in yesterday, and he asked if he could just watch a class, and then afterwards he was like, "This is exactly what I'm looking for."
Wow, that's
Yeah.
special.
What was it?
I believe
what
it.
was it?
Yeah, I believe
Like
it.
I would love to ask him, but
Yeah.
We need to
with
get
some
that person
time.
on the podcast and ask him what.
Well,
what-
yeah.
Right.
I don't
Gotta
think
ask
you
him.
can quantify it. I don't
But
think
he
it's,
did say
it's
it
an
was
intangible.
culture.
Yeah, it's a culture.
Yeah.
It's like you can't pinpoint it. You can't like say it's this. No, it's this and this and this, and it's a little bit of this and that, and
But
it's
yeah.
kind of like me when I make yellow corn tortillas. you know.
Yeah,
I put
which
a little,
is
a
something.
little bit of this.
You know
and
you
what?
can't write down
So-
the recipe.
You can't.
It's just
So
Yeah.
we have a great culture on this podcast,
Exactly.
but I also want to be transparent. The yellow corn tortillas you've talked about,
They're a myth.
it's like the boogeyman. It's like the tooth fairy. It's all this talk. And I believe in facts. I believe in science. I believe in seeing it, touching it, tasting it. So you might as well add a whole list of things you make for all I care about, because we're on episode number 20.
And
keep
still no
talking about-
tacos.
This would have been a good one. This
I
would have
know.
been a good
Still
one.
no tacos.
This-
It's you know,
This
I
would've
used to
been a
be
good one.
I used
This
to be
would've been a
7
good
feet
one.
tall.
Who got? We got a surprise guest. We'll see if he picks up.
Oh Lord, this
See if he
episode's
picks up.
going to be just amazing. So as we wait through this phone call for our listening audience and our viewership, I want to express daily as I look into the camera.
Oh, he didn't pick up.
This yellow
All right.
tortilla
Let's leave him a
thing
message.
is a facade.
We can leave him a message, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
give him a
I already
message.
hung up.
Oh, man.
That's all right. He'll get back to us.
He'll call us back right now.
We really don't prepare anything for the episodes. We just kind of just talk.
We're real professional like that. Right? Just wing it. Just winging it.
Dirty word.
Well, this one, this episode's kind of, again, very special. So I know you just came back from a very, very amazing and exciting competition. And
It was.
we would love to hear about that.
That it was. I was definitely glad when it was over.
Yeah.
That way. Yeah.
So tell us, what was that like from the day you got there?
Like what, when, how, who?
You know, I really tried not to build it up so much,
Mhm.
right? Even though we're like traveling, getting on the plane, hotel,
What was the tournament?
American Nationals,
I was
In
it's just
Las Vegas.
Nice.
Yeah. That was the cool part. I was like, let's go work first and then have some fun after.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully after.
And
for
then,
sure.
that we'll talk about that UFC fight as well.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, you got to
It
mention
was
that
such
part.
a great one.
I
It was
bet.
so good. But I tried not to build it up too much
Mhm.
because I didn't want to like get under any nerves too much. So it was awesome. It was really awesome.
Can you talk a little bit about your motivation for wanting to compete?
Yeah.
I think it stems off of just having a goal, some sort of fitness goal in front of me. After I had my son 10 years ago, it was running. So after I had him, I was like, man, I really need something in front of me, like something to work towards. I grew up playing soccer, like from 4, like through high school and some after. But I was always on a team, indoor, outdoor, friends team, this team. Sometimes I was on 4 teams at once.
Yeah.
But there was always like a game, a season. And then after I had my son, it became running.
Right.
You know, everyone kind of like does their own thing.
Yeah.
And
Like marathon stuff?
Mhm.
Okay.
I've done a couple
Cool.
halves.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Never a full, maybe one day.
Okay.
That'll be a goal. But I've done a couple halves.
Yep.
And so that was something to work on and work towards, like work up to. You know,
Yeah.
you can't just, well, I can't just go and bust out 13.
Sometimes having that,
0.1
that like
miles.
tangible goal
Yes.
to work towards
Yeah.
and kind of inch your way towards that thing and then finally achieve it is like
Yes.
really, really powerful, motivating thing to work
Mhm.
towards, right? Yeah.
I really
And then
don't
there's
understand.
a deadline, you know.
Yeah, for the running or
Mhm.
On the
Yeah, I
deadline.
don't
race
understand.
race day, there's a deadline. It's not just like, oh, I want to run. I want to pick
Yeah.
up running. It's like, no, I'm signing up for this race and it's happening
Right.
on this day. So that pushes your motivation to prepare yourself for
Yeah.
that day.
Yeah.
So
It's
with
the,
this comp,
Mm-hmm.
it was, I don't know. I've done some opens in the past year.
IBJJF.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. After having my daughter, man, I was going to compete the day. I found out the day before a competition that I was pregnant with her.
Oh, wow.
Like I found out
Oh,
on
Yes.
a
Wow.
Saturday, and I was competing on Sunday.
Wow.
And so, no, I did not compete. He wouldn't let me. I
Yeah.
think it was 5 weeks.
So if we want to
I was
compete,
5
just I'm going to say I'm pregnant.
If you want to get out.
Yep.
Yeah,
he
so
won't
I'm
let
out.
you compete if you're pregnant.
I
Just
want you to
letting
do
know.
pants. I'm pregnant.
Are you
If
pregnant?
you want an out,
not
there
anymore.
it is.
You lost weight. You can't fake that.
No one's going to believe you,
I
dude.
hide it well. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sure do. But the next day, I was supposed to compete at the Dallas Open, and we were like packing all our stuff, getting ready, and here I found out, and I told him, and he's like, "Oh, we're not competing tomorrow," and I was like, "No, it's way early. It'll be fine." He was like, "Absolutely not." So that stopped it for a while for me. So all through that, and then in my mind, like it was really hard for me to be on the sidelines, like watching, because I
Yes.
just want to so bad.
Yeah,
You know, it's like, oh, I know I can.
One
but-
detail: the Dallas Open that she didn't go should be the first IBJJF. She was super excited to compete on IBJJF,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
and she figured out and said, "I told her
Was it my first one?
yes."
Oh, it was. Yeah.
So it's extra disappointing, probably, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I begged him. I did. I begged
She
him.
was
I
like,
was like,
"Please,
Yeah.
it's too
Yeah.
early.
It'll
Let's
be
go.
fine.
Let's
It'll
go.
be
It'll be
fine.
fine."
I feel fine.
I said, "Nope."
I've been
Can you imagine
working
someone
so
like
hard for
me on
this.
belly you?
Oh,
No.
no,
You
yeah,
know?
belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't think. Well, I don't know. In my mindset, like, I don't think you would have performed as effectively because you would have had that.
oh
For
yeah,
sure.
because it's
For
big
sure.
news, right? It's
Yeah.
big news.
Yeah.
So,
But you could have not found out also until
Oh,
the week
yeah.
after, right? And that
yeah,
must have, like, I don't know, hopefully
I
been really
know.
relieving too. You know,
Yeah.
like if your
Can you
doctor
imagine?
appointment was the week after instead of the week
Yeah.
before, right? Yeah.
Can you imagine? Oh my God, that's horrible. Yeah.
I mean, probably.
it's funny now, but at the time I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
And how,
I mean, we were like super happy, but I was like,
and
oh,
how old
okay.
and name for our audience and age of your daughter?
She is going to be 2 in October.
Okay.
So she's over
And-
that 1.5 hump.
For the
Yes.
record,
Like,
that little girl stole my heart.
Oh,
she's just everybody's heart.
She-
She's so cute.
Done. I'm
Yeah.
done.
Where she is.
for our
yeah.
audience,
Done.
she's always at the gym. She knows her face.
She was your little buddy on Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
She was
the-
like, I got this. I got this.
She's like this, wiping.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
like,
He
I
was,
was wiping.
feeding her little
Oh.
snacks,
Yeah.
wiping her mouth. For her.
but the way she would do it, like I just put the napkin there, and she would like,
She would stick it out.
yeah, she'd stick it
her
out and
mouth,
then
like,
move.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
all right.
Clean it for me.
That's awesome.
I love
It
it
is so-
because you have, we're all on this mat sweating and, doing all jiu-jitsu and trying
Yeah.
to take each other out. And then you got this little girl
Little
about
tiny
2 inches
princess.
running
Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
and
It
princess.
just dominates.
And then you just wave at her and go back to it. And then Louise is doing the paper cutter stuff. And then Johnny's sandbagging. And then I'm like, oh, God. And then I'm just waving to her again. She waves back.
And then
It's such a weird paradigm,
Yeah.
but it's so cool.
Yeah.
and Joe's grunting.
Yeah, and I'm making a lot of noise as well. She used to react to it. Her eyes get big, like, gosh, this guy's making a lot of noise, and she's probably like, that guy's just very vocal,
She
and he
used
needs
to
to
be
get over.
really afraid of Richard.
Oh, well,
Well, yeah.
Who
I
is it?
know.
yeah.
He does
I used to
look
be really afraid of Richard too.
Yeah.
I know. I mean,
Big scary
he's an
dude.
imposing figure. I
Yes.
mean,
He's got like that kind of
Yeah.
has a little bit of a scowl when you first meet him. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, nice to meet you. I'm like,
but I mean, he's
shit.
been working on her for a long time now.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
now
okay.
he'll walk up to her and say, hi, Raylene, wave to her. And now she'll put her arms up.
Oh.
And now he'll pick her up. She'll
Yep.
like put her arms up for him. So,
that's
That's awesome.
excellent.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a good another layer in our gym that speaks of the culture
Mm-hmm.
where we have parents that watch the kids, or you could come in if you're injured and watch, and the kids watch their parents if it's a family
Mm-hmm.
type of
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, and you got kids running around and how
Yeah,
we hang
you
out
see a
around.
lot of that dynamic, that like parent-child dynamic where everybody's coming in and like rolling and competing and stuff. That's like so cool to see.
And then back to culture, like what Bruno's talking about, I think it's because some adults come in because they're on their own journey,
Yeah.
and they're like, this would be good for my kid.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
some
Lead
people
by
put-
example.
Yeah, and then some people will put their kids in it, and they're sitting there watching, like, I like the culture here. Maybe I try it out. So I think because of the culture, again, you do see a nice number of families where it's a child and a parent.
Sure.
And we have some families where all of them do it, which is really interesting
Yeah.
too. Interesting
Okay,
dynamic.
the Remuses.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, the Remus.
Yeah.
Martinez.
Right.
Martinez,
Yeah.
yes.
Martinez, yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
The whole
Roland's.
family.
yeah,
Roland's,
there's
yeah.
lots of
awesome.
combos. It's
Web.
neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit, I might just adopt some kids
Just to.
just so I could be on the.
Be part of that crew. Be part
yeah,
of the group,
I
right?
might have to-
List.
well, I'm gonna try to look for ones that got the discipline,
Yeah.
pretty athletic, and they don't they talk to
Yeah,
you with
yeah.
respect.
Well, you got Little Joe. You forgot Little Joe.
Well,
bring Little
Little
Joe?
Where's
Joe.
Little Joe tonight?
Little Joe makes an appearance when he's needed. I wanted
Okay.
to focus entirely on you two wonderful people, and I think Little Joe would get in the way a little bit because he hasn't competed yet, and just seeing the medals that you two brought, if he could show them the audience, he'd probably get
Well,
jealous.
actually, so how'd you do at this competition?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, just
I'm
this is,
salivating.
Hey.
close over there.
Can we get
What?
can we get zoom in on that?
Right
Where's
there,
the-
right
zoom
there,
in on
there it
it.
is.
Zoom in on it.
I love it. I could feel the
Where's the
energy.
camera?
Love it.
right
Love
there,
It.
right
yes,
there.
have to. Isn't it amazing
That's so
what
cool.
we do for this
Yeah,
little 4x4?
Yeah.
yeah,
4x4.
yeah.
But it's because
Little
It's
piece
the
of
meaning.
metal.
Solid
Meaning
gold.
behind it.
Yeah.
it's great to have a life where you have goals and you're goal oriented and you're not always going to achieve them. But how special is it when you make all the sacrifices and you do things, and even though there might be some doubt, and then when you achieve them, and it is that little piece of metal, but it's a tactile way of just signifying to yourself and everyone like, I did it.
Yeah.
It represents so much.
Yeah.
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 It is a little piece of metal, but it
But-
represents so much
Yeah,
more,
I
right?
mean, even like the way you hold it, even though, like when you got it, it's just, and I know we've all had times when we've earned things, and those are always special things. So congratulations,
Thank
national
you so
champion.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually?
Yes.
Congrats. Congratulations.
God.
Thank you so much. Even when I was going to the podium, I was like, man, my neck hurts, this hurts, that hurts. But you know what? I'm going to jump onto that podium.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to walk up the third or the second. I'm going to jump on the first one.
That's awesome.
Like the first step. It's
Yeah.
the biggest one, you got to jump up there.
Yep.
I was so
Yeah,
excited.
you'll always have that. My brothers and I talk about memory makers, about things in life where you could kind of have this Rolodex of things that you've done, and that's something that's going to be replayed over and over again. That's always going to be with you.
And
It's
let me tell
true.
you, Joe has been through generations of that type of those memories.
Centuries.
You know,
Centuries.
one of my memory
Like,
makers was when I actually watched them write the Declaration of Independence.
yeah. You know he's like 350 years old, right?
I'm like a vampire.
Yeah, he's 350.
And I wanted to get my name on there. And they're like,
Keanu,
no.
bro. You got those Keanu vibes.
Jeez, man. But it's okay. I was there. Gave them some pointers on it. They were like life, liberty, and party. I said, that's not going to work. Just parties like happiness.
Oh, my gosh.
It's
Yeah.
more eloquent.
Yeah, somehow he ended up from the Philippines to like Norway and up north, and ended up hooking up
pretty
with
impressive,
the
Joe.
Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
So he has a story like his
He
stories.
just bounces back between the Philippines and
On-
Southern
I would
California
like to read
and
your
Texas.
autobiography someday.
It's in the works. It's we're
Okay,
we're
good.
still at the beginning. It's 16.
There's just so much to
Yeah.
cover.
So much.
Yeah.
Got like a Cullen family thing going on, dude. Let's go. You guys relocate every couple generations.
Well,
or
if you
what?
stay in the same place when you're like 300 something years old,
Yeah.
you can't. You have to relocate.
You gotta
and reinvent yourself,
relocate,
or
yeah.
people get suspicious.
That's why he moved from California.
yeah.
There you go.
I know.
Mystery solved.
Hey, speaking of blinders, us three, right? You guys, where'd you guys move from originally?
Brazil.
Oh yeah, you're here. You're local. Yeah.
Like, where am I from? Like, where
Yeah.
did I grow up?
Yeah.
The Dallas area.
Okay. So all right. So
I went to Texas
Brazil.
State and
I love
then
that.
stayed around.
Brazil.
That's funny.
Born and raised in Texas.
Nice.
Nice. So
and go ahead.
so we're Californians. I mean California.
Oh, we know.
Whoa.
You know we're
We know.
They put a little check mark next to our name on the roster,
but
the Soul Fighters roster.
like I'm a refugee. I don't know about these guys, but
No,
I'm
we
so
understand. We understand.
I'm so
You got
thankful.
here as fast as you could, and
Yes.
that's what matters.
Yes.
Can I help you out? There's certain words we can't say in the podcast
And-
because we're trying to increase our viewership. You made a
What?
reference to refugees and communism already within
I
a
did
minute.
not. I did not. I said
The
I mean
algorithm, bro.
California.
The algorithm.
California knows how to party. California.
No, we're
Knows
glad
how
to
to
have you guys. You
distribute
guys are
the
fine.
well.
You guys are
No,
fine.
but speaking of
Richard.
blinders, hold on. I'm getting off topic. The blinders, right? Like whoosh, once you remove once you move from California, like the blinders come off, and then you see what's really good. Because over there we thought it was good.
Like, can you give a specific example?
Oh my God.
Oh God, yes.
You know, since we sort of are sponsored by HEB indirectly and unofficially.
With HEB has great produce, great tortillas. At least they have tortillas there.
So let's talk about.
That's right.
Just
tangible.
HEB is awesome.
That's the most simple example. There has not been one time I go to HEB here and the person in front of me or behind me in line sparks up a conversation or we somehow start talking.
Yeah, it was weird.
Make friends in
Make
the
friends.
grocery store.
Yeah, and then you're driving and people say, "Hey, the
Give a little
Texas
wave.
way."
A little wave. Oh,
California?
Hell no. Why are you talking to me?
Why are you looking at me?
California
Why are you
scowl.
taking my parking spot?
The
Why are you
Cali
taking so
scowl.
long? Why are you
Oh.
talking to the customers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Why is this so much? Don't talk to me.
It's not that bad. It's just,
No,
but
It is in SoCal.
they're not.
It
like,
is in San Jose.
They're not
in
like
San
saying hi. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
They're
say
definitely not saying
In
hi.
South OC it is.
Yeah. Anyways, blinders off. I get it. You know.
Great place.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, it is so much better.
Yes.
You can reflect back and you're like, I thought
Yes.
it was good then.
Yeah.
And now it's so much better.
Yeah.
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 But
yeah.
going back to culture, the culture out here in the area we live is different than the different places.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's uncomfortable a little bit because they are so warming and accommodating on that. It took me about 2 years.
Yeah, if
to
you're not
get
used to it. Yeah.
It took me about 2 years to
Really?
get used
Why
to
you
the
saying
So was it
that?
kindness.
uncomfortable at first?
Yeah, I don't want strangers talking to me. Like,
Yeah.
what are you trying to do?
I
Buy
could see it.
something or
I
like
could see
shove a
that.
Yeah.
Trying to sell me something, right?
Yeah, like you're gonna try to kidnap
No
me. I know I'm
solicitors,
handsome, but yeah, you're gonna have to fight. But
Were you wondering what their angle was?
yeah, I look for the white
Right?
van
Yeah.
and people
Like, what
like,
do you, what do
Yeah.
you
like
What do you sell
What do you
me?
want
What
from
do you
me?
want?
yeah,
Yeah.
I
What do
literally
you
would
want?
say, "Don't talk to me."
Wow.
Damn.
Wow, guy. Wow.
No.
And this is the reason
Wow.
I didn't like California.
No. And my daughters have seen that when I go back. Like people will be trying to be like, "Don't talk to me, dude." We were in Vegas a couple weeks ago with my daughters, and then you got someone with a snake. I don't like it, and so my daughters are ahead of me because I want them to get some street sense, you know, because I'm an imposing figure, you know. And then there's this guy with a snake, and he's trying to put
On
it
the
around.
street?
Yeah, he's trying to put it
Street
around my
snake.
daughters.
Oh,
and
no.
yeah. And she's like, no, no, no. And I'm so, you know, I'm a girl dad. I'm ready to do some Jiu-Jitsu.
Wrist
So,
lock. You're
yeah,
gonna
I'm
wrist
gonna wrist
lock
like
a
that
snake?
snake. Oh,
You're
yeah,
gonna
wrist
wrist
like
lock-
the head, dude.
Find the little snake nub and wrist lock it
oh
too.
my
What
gosh,
are you
and
looking
that
for?
snake's going to
There
sleep.
are no wrists.
Yes.
snake.
Oh, no,
They
I'll
have
make
no.
that.
They have little snake nubs, right?
No. What?
Yeah.
That's a lizard.
Can I wrist lock the
Oh,
tail?
look, they got little snake nubs.
Okay, I'll do a RNC,
Oh,
real
you're talking
naked
about
choke.
that little.
Isn't that the fang?
No, this is like
Oh, I would wrist lock the crap out of that.
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Fang.
They lost their little legs and they
Well, you
turned
know
into
what?
little nubs.
The nubs would be
Oh,
broken
I don't know
off.
enough about snakes.
Yeah,
So it wouldn't be a wrist lock; it'd be a nub lock.
it'd be a nub lock. You're right.
And so the guy goes to put the snake on me, and I don't like snakes. And I'm like, don't.
Oh, I
and he's
would-
like, come on. And I look at him, and I'm
I'm
like,
part of the snake.
and I'm like, don't. Don't you do it, dude. And the guy's like, okay, okay, okay. And my wife's like, why are you being so mean?
He saw the serious in that
Boundaries.
face.
Dude,
Boundaries.
Yeah,
She
seriously.
did not say it in that
That's a
tone.
hard no for me, too.
I am,
No snakes.
I am
No.
trained by this professor here of soul fighters, and I have learned only to use Jiu-Jitsu if I need to. I
To
told
resolve
him,
conflicts
I
on the
told
street.
him no, just like we teach the kids
At
in the safe
HEB.
classes.
Exactly.
He proceeded, and then I was ready to do the Jiu-Jitsu.
So what do you do to the nice people at HEB that are like, oh, how are you doing? You're like, Jiu-Jitsu.
I'm like, I
Wrist
bowed to
lock.
him.
This bag of tortillas is mine. Jiu-Jitsu. You go.
Especially if they're corn.
yeah.
And yellow.
You go.
I
You go
will-
get the
I
last.
know.
You sit.
Yeah.
You look to the person. The person look at you and say, "This is mine."
I will,
fresh
Yeah.
bag
I
of
will
tortilla.
choke someone
get
for a
ready.
good tortilla.
Get ready to make your collar tie, right? Just dare me. Dare me.
But it's culture again, just like the culture of the podcast, culture of the school, families, the state, the county, the city. It's all culture. Culture is
School, yeah.
extremely, as a teacher, it's culture. Culture, culture, culture.
Yep. Love it. Speaking of culture, what's the future for where is Soul Fighters? Why don't
Yeah.
you yeah.
Brief history.
Yeah,
What
tell
is
us
Soul Fighters?
how, why, when, and where is it right now? Like, give us a rundown.
The team?
Yeah, the Soul Fighters, and then the academy here.
Oh, okay.
Where is it? That way we can get Yeah, we could get some more.
Soul Fighters
You can-
started
you can go
in
through the-
2010.
2008.
2008.
Yes. So Fighters started
Just at the
2008
15th anniversary
in Brazil,
of the team starting.
Rio de Janeiro. It was a fusion between few people who left different teams, and they start training together, and like they train together as a cross training, and then one day they decide to, okay, let's put our students together, and instead facing each other, let's fight together to one goal. Actually, the name Soul Fighters, in between the students, they made a vote.
Oh.
So they brought the names and they made a vote, and Tank, which is one of the co-founders, didn't like the name, but the other guys, they loved the name. I said,
It's not that he didn't like it; it just wasn't his first choice.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
It
wasn't
was
his
not
first choice.
exactly. That's
It wouldn't have
explained
been
better.
Soul Fighters if he didn't like the name.
Yeah.
It just wasn't his first choice. But that was the vote, and
That was
that's
a
what
vote?
they went.
And
I like the name.
Yeah.
I like the name.
I
Can-
personally like the name.
Can,
So the
can we
last-
ask what was his first choice?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't
I'd
know.
have to ask him.
The
but-
mystery. I'd
Yeah,
love to
but-
find out.
After Tanquinho, Formiga, and Tatu, which is the 4 initial co-founders, they invited Alvaro, which is our master, our head instructor, our head higher rank in the team. They invited Alvaro to start joining the team. So Alvaro brought to the team a lot of recognizing, because he is still very important people inside the Jiu-Jitsu scene in Brazil. And then the team started growing, and start going like internationally. Tanquinho moved from Brazil to Arizona, and then a few years after, Tank came to United States, to Dallas, and we have one guy who left Brazil. He went to New Zealand. Few people initially went to Spain, went to Germany, one in China. This is like 2009, 2010.
Wow.
Isn't there Israel as well?
Yes.
Israel too. Nice.
So now we have, we still have some of these international affiliates. Most of them in 2020, right before COVID, there was a big crack on the team, and many
there was
many
another
people
split.
left.
There
There
was
was
another
another split.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before that,
Where'd
So
they go? Just like
Another team was formed, Double Five.
Oh.
yeah. So what happened was, two of the 5 left, and they made another team called Double Five. And some people follow these two Double Five. Some people stayed with us with Soul Fighters, but many people didn't want to pick one party, and
So
they
they-
left, and
So they
they
went
start
third
joining
party.
a
Yeah.
third
Oh,
party
wow.
team.
Yeah. I could see that. That's
Yeah, so since 2020, Soul Fighters has been creating a new competition team. So we Tank actually is building up his kids to be a future main line of competitors, adult competitors from our team.
I think he's taking like 25, 30 kids to Pans.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
30.
Wow.
Little Elena's going.
Wow.
Elena is going. Elena.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Elena is going to
That's
Pan
awesome.
Kids,
Yeah.
but he's taking to the Pan Kids about 33 kids.
Wow.
Oh, that's a big
That's a
group.
big.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And for our audience out there, PANS is just right below Worlds.
Yeah.
It's a very prestigious.
Yes,
Tournament.
Pan Kids is for kids is one of the biggest tournaments. Many kids fly in for everywhere: Mexico, Argentina, Brazil,
Yeah.
Chile, Uruguay. So many kids fly in, and it's about like 5,000 kids competing.
Oh,
wow.
Wow. That's crazy.
So yeah,
I asked Elena how many were in her bracket. I think she said 19.
yes.
Wow.
Yes, she has 19.
That's a huge bracket. So
It's
that's
a lot of kids.
That is.
that's
a
at
lot of
least
kids.
5 matches if you win them all.
Yeah.
You still got you
5
got to go
matches.
through.
Yeah,
right?
they what they did on her bracket, they divided on two. They divide the bracket on two brackets, and if you win the bracket, you are in a semifinal.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
they split it that way.
Yes.
Crazy.
And then for viewership, Elena's one of many great kids who likes to compete, and she's 8.
She's 8.
Yeah, and she's going out there, and that's what she's inspiring. I'm very close to her. We're all close to her, and because being 8 years old as a female, competing hard, traveling, I mean, it's very inspiring.
Yeah,
A lot
that's
of support
awesome.
for her. She's going to do great.
We talk about that with Christopher, how the little boys are going to have to look out for her.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
And for our
Sure.
viewership, Elena is the daughter of Chris, who's
Yeah.
our fourth.
Yep. Christopher in the house he didn't pick up, so he's probably asleep.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Resting.
can you imagine? I feel sorry for the little boys in his life and
She's
her
going to
life.
be
Yeah,
just
Who
fine.
mess with her? Yeah.
she is.
Okay, so that's Soul Fighters. I got to ask these two a question.
Go ahead. Let's
Because we
do it.
talk about relationships on that. I want to know real quickly the story of how you guys met.
Oh,
And then
I knew
after
this was
that,
going to come up.
if you feel comfortable.
I knew it was
And
going to
then
come up.
also, one thing is just so you meet, and then how you decided to participate in Jiu-Jitsu too. So there's
Okay.
two parts.
that's
of that.
right. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody
I'm
can
taking
everybody
notes
get,
right here.
Journey.
Yeah.
give it up? Give it up to Joe.
With the questions.
Well, after the last episode, when I asked everybody, name one thing that I've done that's been mentioned that I'm successful at, and then he's like, "You've been married 25 years," and I blew my mind because I'm like, "That was not me again. It's because of my wife." So I'm trying to do something so people can see I'm a contributing member to this podcast. So go ahead with your story.
Okay, where to start?
I'm gonna get some popcorn. Listen.
Coming
we-
back, I was around bad people. You can go now.
Setting the context.
I don't even know which one you're talking about.
There was so many.
Anyways,
And an
on to a
angel-
more positive note.
Yes, yes.
That might be a whole nother podcast. we're gonna have to bring you back.
You said it. You said it. Braden, we got Braden into Jiu-Jitsu first initially when he was 5. So then that is how I met Bruno.
Okay.
And
How-
then, go ahead.
How long have you guys been married?
We started dating in 2018.
Oh wow.
Okay.
2018. So I think it was 2019 that I finally got on the mat.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
What
I
was
think
it?
I don't think I was on the mat in 18. I was still like, oh man, good job.
Go.
Yes,
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Get
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Go that way. Like,
But the one
yes, I didn't even know like what to say or like how to encourage what was happening out there.
Yeah.
It's just like, you got it. Keep going.
But what am I
Sort of
okay.
encouragement.
Get him.
Okay.
Get him.
sorry.
Yeah.
And then eventually they were like, Mom, you're the only one who doesn't do jujitsu. Like, and I heard that so much.
That's
So much.
That's hard probably to hear, right? And you're like,
Yeah.
you got to get in there now, right?
Yeah.
You got to
And
get in there.
especially, I mean,
Yeah.
he had asked me, he's like, yeah, if you ever want to train, like, have a gi
And
for you.
one day, the open mat on Saturday, she said,
No.
can I try or something?
No. Let me go ahead and tell it. So
Okay,
you're not
okay.
guessing. But it
I
was
love the two
actually-
versions.
It was actually Felipe that
Yeah.
pushed me over the edge, and he was like, "Come on, you can do it. You should do it. It's so fun. It's just us. Come on." So after enough of that, I was finally like, "All right." And I jumped on the mat one Saturday, open mat. I was like, "All right, give me the gi. Let me see."
This thing is
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
All right, I don't know even how this is supposed to fit.
Yeah.
Like, all right. And then Roberto was there that Saturday,
Yes.
and Roberto is another black belt friend, longtime friend of his, and he's in Brazil now. But at the time, man, everything I did that day he was just like playing with me, like cat and mouse. He was just like, "Nope, don't do that." Boom.
Yeah.
Nope, you shouldn't do that. Boom. I was like, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
It was so frustrating. But with some time, I always thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I was, I felt like a benched athlete, right? I was like, man, this looks so cool, but I don't see any girls doing this, so I don't want to be like the first one out here.
Sure.
Until I started going to tournaments with them, that's when I started seeing girls do it, and I was like, oh man, this is cool. And then I saw a mom compete once,
Nice.
and I was like,
You're like, oh, hell
man.
no. Let's do it.
Yes, exactly. I was like, man, she's got this. She like put herself out there. Like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. So
Imagine if she had seen Jiu-Jitsu Grandma. That would have been a huge motivator
Yeah.
too,
Yes.
right?
and
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
So
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu
I
Grandma.
didn't see
yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu Grandma back then. I don't know if
No.
I don't know if she started after or I just didn't see her on Instagram.
2019. I
Yet.
think she
Yeah.
was going to 2019.
Probably.
She's
She's
a
purple.
purple.
She's purple now.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's purple now.
Yeah, so I for our viewership, and I talked to her recently too.
For our
We've struck up a friendship.
With Jiu-Jitsu Grandma?
Yes, we talked.
Oh, that's amazing.
So one of our
That's
first
cool.
episodes, and so I just one of the things I try to tell my students is like, you never know unless you try. So I sent her a message through Instagram, and she got back to me. And we've had several text conversations, Instagram. I try to reach out to her once a week. We've been doing this for months. We were going to do a GoFundMe, but just to update, she doesn't think she's prepared right now because her main training partner has been injured and she's been moving into her new house. But we do have plans to go visit her and do a podcast. So I talk to her regularly.
That is awesome.
That'll
be so fun.
And right up here, she is.
Where does she live?
She's in Alabama. And
Alabama.
And she was going to go
Alabama.
to Worlds, but she mentioned this week as we were exchanging messages that she might not be able to do it. And she wants to,
Is
especially
she
for
registered
pans.
for Worlds?
I don't know yet, but we were going to do a GoFundMe because pay for a hotel, pay for
Yeah.
all that stuff. But she is exactly,
Those are competing here too.
if you could create a Jiu-Jitsu grandma, she is that. She is so
Bam.
Professor, if you could give some, let's rewind that. Let's see if Professor could give some
Do some
feedback.
play-by-play.
Yeah,
Wanna
play-by-play.
Do some play-by-play.
Yeah,
here?
so right here, she's in the white.
I think she's about to get.
And for me, what's
And
great, just
when you see
That's
stuff
so-
like that, you're
that's
like,
great.
man, I gotta get out there.
Yes.
I gotta,
Yeah.
make.
Wait.
gotta
I
do
missed
stuff.
it. I missed it. I was so focused on Jiu-Jitsu Grandma.
How
What'd
can you
say
have
again?
excuses, right? How can you
Like,
have
no,
excuses?
How can you have
to
excuses
not
when you
No.
see
get in
something
there?
so
Yeah, you
amazing
can.
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's inspirational.
and
for
she's in
sure.
her 70s
She is.
competing. And it was great because I talked to her, and it's more about you guys, like, just like your stories, like, why would you, especially as a female, no offense, like, to go into Jiu-Jitsu, which is a combat sport, it's a different, I admire it when a female will go into it and just say, I'm going to do this. And so much respect to you, but, and also there's another reason we wanted to bring you on as inspiration to other people out there to think about something. It's just, try it out. You never know. And here you are, you were having your son just do jiu-jitsu. You got gently nudged into it. And then you walk in here, and I'm very jealous again with your national gold medal that
Yeah.
you earned.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
great.
awesome.
I was telling my mom, I think it was last week, that I never thought I would like something more than soccer because I grew up playing soccer. I loved soccer. Soccer
Yes.
was like my thing, you know. Stress reliever, like everything. It was just like my world. So I was telling my mom last week, I said, I never thought I would have loved something more than soccer. And that for her was like, you know,
You see a
wow,
lot of
you
sport.
really like it that much. And I
Yeah.
was like, I do.
You see a lot of sport converts, I think, with jiu-jitsu, especially like people who maybe spent their whole life doing some other sport and then, you know, maybe 18, 19, 20,
Wrestling.
25, yeah, whatever, right? Like later in their life, they're like, man, I should try this jiu-jitsu thing. It's kind of cool. And then they become total lifers, right?
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu lifers. I think that's so funny. But, you know, jiu-jitsu is one of those things that I think you can do forever also, right?
Yes.
Whereas like,
Yeah.
you know, you might not always be able to find a soccer club to like go play in, right? Or participate in, or even like American football and like some of
Oh,
these other
no,
you know,
that's-
really equipment heavy sports. And that's, I think, one of the great things about jiu-jitsu. You can
Yeah.
pick it up whenever and do it whenever, and it's available all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's even more available now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Like,
been
it's just
exploding.
More than
growing
ever.
So
More
much.
than ever.
It's just,
Yeah.
So-
even Jay was telling us up in Chicago, he said there's gyms coming up like all the time.
And just the growth we've seen in our gym since, I mean, you were starting Professor right before
Oh, yeah.
COVID. And of course, it kind of put everything on pause. But then
Yeah.
as soon as it started opening back up, just in my year and a half about with you guys, it's just exploded.
Yeah.
And then for you, what I like about it too, Miss Lane, is that it's another culture thing. It's an example where it's inspirational, where you're going and you're with Bruno, but yeah, I'm doing jiu-jitsu too, and I'm competing. I'm putting myself out there, and you compete at a high level and do well. And then, Professor, you also have some trinkets over there, correct? It looks like you also competed, which is another
Yes.
thing. So how'd you do at the same tournament?
I wasn't competing for almost 14 years.
But you were still involved in jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Okay. As a professor of the
As
gym?
a professor, I was instructing, I was coaching, and my last tournament was in 2009, before
Well,
2020.
He's been competing for the last 2 years after that gap.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So
It's
the last 2 years
considerable
I've
gap,
been
but-
competing, progressing, because I was not on the competition level as a black belt. I was not on a competition level, like timing positions, or I was timing for coaching, but I was not timing for as an athlete. It's totally different. So I've been progressing every single tournament that I come back, and every single tournament that I compete, I face different competitors and with better level competitors. So when I came back, it was in a different weight class because I was heavier. Now I finally got the weight class that I like to compete. And
and I will also say it's pretty difficult to focus on your students
Yes.
and yourself
Oh, God.
progressing
Absolutely.
both at the same time.
Absolutely.
It's usually like it's just hard to focus on both at once.
Oh yeah.
It's like
For sure.
It's
I'm gonna
taxing
focus on my
emotionally,
students
taxing.
or myself,
Yes.
but both at the same time is hard.
Yeah.
it's really hard. So I've been focusing obviously more on my students than on me, but I still putting myself out there and competing and progressing on the competitions. So I also went to the American Nationals. I went there to coach her. So she fought in one day, and I could refocus and compete on the next day. So I got on nationals third place out of 7.
Congratulations.
Nice. Congrats. Yeah.
Nice.
And my training planner, he told me, on when you get certain age, we should not compete, have two competitions close to each other. You need time to recover.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. So we came back from nationals, and the following weekend back to back was Austin Open, and I competed
Nice.
again.
Nice.
Wow.
So I made the final with a friend of mine from Houston. He is
Good match
black belt in judo and 2 times world champion.
in judo.
Nice. Yeah.
2 times world champion Jiu-Jitsu,
Jiu-Jitsu,
black belt
oh.
judo, 60 stripes. He just got his 6th stripe on black belt.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we did a very tight match,
That's awesome.
and he got me by points.
Mm.
So was a really I'm satisfied with the result.
Success
awesome.
in my book is no injuries.
Yes.
Yes.
Showing
I
up,
agree.
no injuries. Yeah.
Yeah, showing up
Yeah.
because every time you compete, you learn, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So
Mhm.
you,
Yeah.
you gain something
And,
for sure from
and
it.
Professor, one thing, because you have nudged me to compete since I came back, and I haven't won matches, but I'm competing. But if you could tell the audience, which was inspiration to me, when you started competing again, you tell me the story of how long you competed before you actually started. It's not about the medals, but I think a lot of people, if you share it real quickly, would have just stopped competing. So
Yeah.
I can see that.
My first match was really, really discouraging because I trained, I was feeling good as a black belt, I was thinking that I was back, and I got submitted in 27 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow. That's tough.
It was really discouraging, but I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't leave it like that.
No,
No,
this
no
I
way.
can't
this
leave-
does
that
not
can't be the
represent
end.
me.
That can't be the end.
This does not
Yeah.
represent me. So I came back and keep progressing like every single new tournament.
Yeah.
That says a lot about you, Professor, because a lot of people would have said, you know what, I'm just gonna back off.
It's
I'll
not
just,
for me anymore.
It's not for me. You're
Yeah.
right.
I'm just going to focus
old.
on my students.
Yes.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
You
reasons.
can't do.
There's
for
a
sure.
lot of reasons. You can always find reasons.
Yeah.
but then
Right.
it continues,
Yeah.
correct?
You can
After
always
that
find reasons.
tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I came back to the next tournament. I got submitted again, but was not in 27 seconds.
All right,
Yeah.
that's progress.
Yeah.
1%
Yeah.
improvement.
Yeah, so I got mad. I got really upset, and I came back again. I got submitted again, but was like 30 seconds to the end of the match.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm lasting longer,
Progressing. Yeah.
progressing. And then I came back again and said, today I'm not going to be submitted, and then I didn't. I lost by points.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were going to Dallas, and I said, I'm not going to lose by points today. And the match went 0-0, and I lost by 1 advantage.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like
That's improvement.
incremental progress.
Improvement.
Really
Every-
finding those,
Yes.
those
Exactly.
incremental improvements.
And then I came back and said, now today is going to be my day. So I went to another tournament, and I had 2 matches. It was 4 guys in the bracket. I had 2 matches. My first match, I won by points, was 19-0. And I put all my energy on that. I put all my energy because today is my day. I'm going to win.
Yeah.
So I made the first match. I won for a large difference of points.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
I went to the final. I didn't have energy for the final.
Spent
But
all your juice on
that
the
was-
first match. Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
that was an improvement.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been like getting better and better.
So this is like a different tournament each time you go, right?
Yes.
So this is like 5 or 6 competitions that you went to.
there are many
right?
editions.
I mean,
many
and then I
tournaments.
think if I remember correctly, it was about a year and a half of you competing until you won a match,
Yes.
which I don't know many people, especially at a high level, that would stay with it. And so with my tournaments, and Bruno, I got a little emotional there. Bruno's great because I did pans and I performed well.
Yes, you did.
And I sat and I'm like, and then I'm sitting there at pans and I was thinking about all the things that I could have done. And I'm just sitting by the score table and then I just hear this voice, Joe! And I'm like, what the heck? And he's waving me and he's pointing to me and he's like, come here. And he kind of snapped me out of it and he just said, just how he was proud and all that. And another thing I want to do on the podcast, Bruno, is just for people like the culture, and they know with my mental health and my dad passing and COVID, I was doing jiu-jitsu. I was competing about 165 pounds, and then over 2 years I gained over 40. And I needed something, so I was looking at gyms, and I'll never forget, like I said before, it was mid-March on I think Friday night, and my wife, and then behind every great, man is a woman, just like here, and she goes, just go, and I'm like, I'll go, and then he was cleaning up the mats, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I just walked in, I'm like, I got to talk to you, and I'll always be thankful, like he sat there, and I just gave him a story for like 45 minutes, and he just listened.
Yeah.
And then I had all these doubts and stuff, and I just remember, just come, I'm like, but I don't. He goes, just come. And since that time, just the little things like you've taught me, and hopefully seen the improvement, it's changed my life. That's why I try to be giving to the gym. I'm loyal to it, but I want to thank you again because, and we've had conversation.
Good.
Get it out, man. Yeah.
It's
So-
just, yeah.
So I want to make a point here, point out that there's a Professor. You're being very vulnerable right now, and so are you. And that we're talking about that last week, how vulnerability, if it makes you strong or weak, is it a sign of weakness or is it a sign of strength? And clearly,
it's hard to do.
Clearly,
It's hard to
it's
do, right?
difficult to do. And
Willingly, yeah.
and Professor, for you to, share how you felt, share your experiences, your losses, and how you're slowly improving. That shows that you have a ton of grit. I was gonna say another word, but a ton of grit, and you just keep pushing forward, and that's amazing.
But also, what message would it send to your students as a professor if you're like, if you just lose one match and you're like,
oh no,
Yeah.
the
that's
example,
it for
the
me.
leadership,
You just kind of hang it up.
and
How are you supposed to encourage someone who's having a hard time
if
to
you
move
give up,
forward
yeah,
if you yourself can't
that's a true
do it,
leader.
Yeah.
True leader. And I seen this last week at the Austin Open, I saw the leadership. I saw Professor he was in charge, like boom, hey, go, go. Until you started competing, then you kind of, then Alex took over and Yeppy was there. But yeah, I saw especially with Marcio's match. Oh, he was in his
Fired up,
element,
yep,
fired up.
Just hearing everybody.
It was in
support.
Portuguese too,
Yes.
Brazilian Portuguese. So is it Brazilian or in Portuguese? Portuguese. Okay, I just had to clear that up.
We worked the-
Well,
Excuse
you
the
said
ignorance.
Brazilian Portuguese.
Brazilian Portuguese.
There's
Actually,
Okay.
it's
Portugal
not
Portuguese.
wrong.
Okay,
because
Brazilian
the
Portuguese.
Portuguese from Portugal is a little bit different than Portuguese from Brazil.
I have heard, right? You told me that.
Some words are same word with different meanings.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I mean, think Mexico Spanish and Spain Spanish.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's different?
Totally different.
Yeah. Tío, ¿de qué estás hablando, pues?
Ah, cállate.
Castellano.
Castellano.
No sé.
No sea, tío.
Stupid.
But yes, Professor, I saw that. That was amazing. That was very inspirational, motivational, and
And then it's a
That's what-
culture thing too, because when Marcio was competing, I was watching from the concession stands on the second level, and I could hear everyone cheering. And if there was a medal for the most spirited team again, the culture, it would be us.
yeah,
You-
we're loud.
Marcio's match was amazing.
it
That
was.
was that not awesome?
It was.
It was so.
I
And then
don't
he
know
like,
the word.
yes,
It
yes,
was-
It was like. It was like
It's like a movie.
style.
And watching
then he,
all of
like,
us come
goes
together.
over to the barricade and like kisses his little girl
Yeah.
and like is thanking God.
And I'm
when
yeah, and
he
I'm
wins the
watching
first
it.
place.
And I'm
It was
like,
awesome.
oh my gosh.
He's making friends with his competitors. Like they were BFFs at the end.
I turned to Brooke. I go, $5 says he kisses his opponent on the head, and
Yeah.
he did. I was like, $5. Got him.
That's classic, though.
Yeah.
That's classic him.
Classic
Well,
Marcio.
in Bruno's pulls people in the seeds, and then allows us to inspire other people too. Whether it's the guys here, the other people we've had on our podcast, and Marcia, it's a very synergetic, very special place.
Yay, yay. On that note, we are coming up on the time for affirmator.
The affirmators.
Okay, you want to explain what this is?
You know, you go ahead. It looks
You
like
look really
you-
excited.
Yeah.
You're really excited to explain it.
Okay, I used to think these were stupid, but as you can see for our audience, we
The
have
first one.
yeah,
Sure, what is this?
we
What did you
have
set in front of me?
Okay.
To set the
So
context.
go ahead, go
so
ahead.
Start
these
with
are
the
cards,
context.
and we're gonna have you draw one, but
Are these
every
like tarot cards
episode,
or something?
no,
Okay.
Well, although lately they've kind of been.
yeah. So they're inspirational affirmation words, and you can see back here we've had things like confidence, connection, cheerfulness,
Okay.
awesomeness. What was the one where I said stupid? That's the
That
classical.
was awesomeness.
Optimism.
Optimism.
Yeah, someone said
That's
optimism. I'm like,
stupid.
and then the podcast, I'm like, that's stupid. But basically, a lot of these cards, not exactly. There's been a good correlation that based on how we talk, we didn't plan this. The card usually fits in pretty well. So we're gonna have you draw one at random,
Okay.
and then we're gonna have you read what
Read
the
it.
word is and read it, and then show it to the audience, and let's
Do
see
they
what
all
we
have
got.
Just the first
unicorns?
one, the top one.
Oh, the top one.
Yes,
Or-
ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
it's
whichever one.
stacked.
Or
Okay.
whichever
No,
one
not
you want.
it
stacked.
is not. I
No,
swear.
no.
See, she wants to
Swear.
cut the deck. She wants to cut
It
the
is
deck.
not.
Well,
So
she
why
went to
do you
Vegas.
have- Yeah, why do you
yeah.
have to take
Why don't you
the
pull
first
it, pull one up from the
You know
middle?
what?
You don't have to
Yeah,
take
do
the
it.
top one.
Yeah.
Take one up from the
Sorry,
middle.
maybe different today.
Lady,
No.
get
Let's keep it
lady's
exciting.
choice.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's a good one.
Would it be weird if it?
This one's going to be good.
Okay.
All right.
We put that one right there in that exact spot.
Yep.
Compliments.
Hey,
Compliments.
that's a good one.
You guys have been complimenting Bruno this whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you.
And you.
And
Yeah.
you.
Thanks. Yes. So would you like me to read it?
Yes, ma'am.
Compliments. I know how good it feels to get a compliment, so I give that gift to others. I'll find a nice compliment for everyone I interact with today, even if I have to think really hard about it. In which case, I can follow up by complimenting myself for solving such a compliment puzzle.
Yeah, it does.
Wow, I'm skilled. Man, this sounds like Joe wrote it.
That's a good one.
Oh wow.
It's
Hey,
Is
good.
that, is that a
Professor-
compliment?
Professor,
It
I
is.
really like your Professor. I really like your tattoo.
I like his muscles.
Lena, your hair is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Joe,
You like that? I've been married 25
Wisdom.
years.
Your
hold on,
wisdom.
hold on.
Decades of wisdom.
Oh my God, this is so difficult. Hold
Out of
on.
respect to the two
Hold
here,
on.
I'm gonna.
Can
be
I
there.
pass? You know what?
You're gonna do me?
I love your new hairstyle.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that looks good.
Appreciate it.
Hold on. Let me keep trying. Let me see. Hey, Joe.
We're gonna brainstorm.
Oh my God. You know what? You have beautiful eyes.
You're gonna kiss me one day.
And then I compliment myself for being able to come up with a compliment for you.
Good job, Luis.
I
Pat yourself on the
myself being smart. You'll find a compliment for you.
Yeah.
That's the part where
Dig deep.
I really had to think hard about it. Yeah, thank you. So, what's our thoughts on the compliments here?
All right.
And then let's show.
Let's show the
I have
viewership.
no idea why they have the picture.
Which one you going on? That one is that
Isn't
one.
that what they do when, like, you know, the kinder class, they get in fights? Like, if they have, like, a problem with their partner, they're like, all right,
Oh,
You got time out, and now you have to give each other compliments.
Yeah. For one put down, I do 2 put ups.
Like if you say something
Yeah.
mean, like
Yeah.
if one
Like-
kid said something mean to the other, it's like, well, now you have to give 2 compliments.
Say something nice about each other. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you like picked from the middle.
In the middle there.
You're the
Yeah.
first one to do that.
Yeah.
Kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just seems stacked, right?
Well, yeah, but
You could have looked at it. But
Yeah,
on your honor,
sure.
you guys have not looked at it.
never,
On my
No.
kids' heads, yes.
Okay.
never.
And out of
Okay.
respect to Bruno, you
All right.
know.
I
And your
believe you.
medals and your beautiful medals
I
that
believe
I'm
you.
jealous about. So what's your take on compliments since you struggled a little bit?
I love complimenting people because it is true. It's a gift. It's a free.
It is a free gift. Yeah.
It's a free gift. It doesn't cost you anything to give a gift.
No.
That gift or a smile.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that it's hard to accept compliments?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like
I've definitely had that discussion before.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Get
it's
outta
like people
here.
don't know how to receive it.
Yeah. This old
that's a
thing,
thing.
right? You do one of those. This old thing. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
right. Right.
And when I learned on my mental health journey, which I'm still on, is that you have to allow the person to get the satisfaction of actually you appreciating the compliment. So
Thank you. It means a
thank you.
lot
That
coming
means
from
a
you.
lot coming from you. So I appreciate that.
I've had some practice.
No,
huh?
and,
Yep,
and I'm
yep.
very excited that you're able to do that.
I have a small story about a compliment, real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was at HEB, and
us.
I was in line. I was like, I guess it was, maybe second or third in line. But the lady in front of me had a very nice dress on. Like you could tell she just put this dress on today, and she was rocking this dress. It was like a really long dress.
Cool.
It was really a really great color.
Nice.
And I told her, I was like, you know what? Your dress looks amazing. I really like your dress. So Braden was with me. He was probably 5 or 6. He was pretty young, and I actually had forgot something, like right over there. I was like, oh man, I gotta go run and grab this real quick. There was a bunch of people there, so I felt safe enough to like walk away from him real quick and come back. When I came back, this lady had paid for our groceries.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
I'm going to start doing that more.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
Right when,
Like,
when you check
it,
out.
It like took my breath away. I
Yes.
couldn't believe
How
it.
neat is
The
that?
little
Wow.
checker girl was like, "Yeah, so the lady in front paid for all your."
And she was already gone.
groceries." She was like out the door.
Wow. That's
And
crazy.
I just
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. And it was like really close to Mother's Day, and I even had like
Mm.
some little gifts for my mom in the bag,
Yeah.
in the basket. And I just thought that was so sweet.
That's
all
incredible.
because I like gave her. It was a genuine
Yeah.
compliment.
Yeah.
I just could tell she felt really good in her dress that day.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I like your
The,
dress.
the power of compliments,
Yeah.
man. Dude,
I
Yeah.
did find her in the parking lot, and I was like, I just want to say thank you so much.
you chased
Like,
her down.
Why did you do that?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she was like, someone did it for me one time, and I just thought you were the perfect person to
Damn.
do that back
That's
to.
incredible.
I
Yeah.
thought it was.
That was.
Yeah.
Shout out
that's
to that
great.
lady,
Yeah.
wherever
Keep
she
paying
is,
it
right?
forward.
Cedar
Yep.
Park HEB.
Yep.
Pay it for Cedar Park. That's the best.
That's awesome.
Wait, Cedar Park. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
that
That's
one.
good HEB.
1431 one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not us.
Well,
Wait.
and
You probably gotta go to the new one up here.
No, just go to the one right on Hero.
The Hero
Or
way.
Hero way.
Yeah.
That's
This is
nice.
the other
Oh,
one.
they're all
Yeah,
nice. I
that's-
love HEB.
They're all great.
But in the world we have today, and the things that go on, it's just like you said, it doesn't cost anything. But we don't know anyone's stories unless they share it, especially strangers. But sharing something just to do something nice can be a huge difference maker out there.
Yeah.
And it's something that I try to teach my daughters. My wife's very good about it. I try to be good about it. My students, it doesn't cost anything, and it could totally change their outlook for the day or even past that. And you still remember that story many
Oh,
years
yeah.
later.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
so
It
memorable.
touched me so deeply.
I bet she remembers it too.
Yes.
Because like I have compliment stories that people complimented me on like
Oh,
like
I gotta-
little
I gotta
simple
hear-
things.
I gotta
Dude,
hear a
Simple.
couple.
everybody
like you being
everyone's
good for a
going,
white belt.
like whatever, right? But you hang on to that
You're a
stuff because
good
we don't get complimented. I think
No.
Yeah.
enough, and we don't give them out enough. And then when you get one, you're like, oh, and you hang on to it. You hang on to it tight forever. You're like, ooh, that was so good.
Sometimes it's not always what someone says to you. sometimes it's just how you made them feel.
Yeah.
People remember that. Oh, it sticks with you a lot more the way
Yes.
someone made you
How-
feel.
yeah.
You might not remember the exact words, but
It's how they made you feel.
For sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
So tell
that.
us one of your compliment stories.
I actually have a recent one, actually, with a very relevant. What I got this lady complimented
Oh,
my
Oh.
huaraches, dude.
Whoa.
Put those on the
let
camera.
me see
Yeah, so
that.
check these
Oh,
out.
Those
The
are
lady complimented me on these. I just bought these like a week ago,
Those
and I
make
was
a con-
In
rocking
Mexico?
them in Mexico. They're genuine, made in Mexico.
It looks-
calzado cimarrón hecho en Mexico.
Those are
Really
awesome.
cool, kind of like huarache style, but they do
Those
the
are
little inlay and
nice.
stuff. Anyways, this lady at Dateland. Have you guys ever been to Dateland?
No, I'm
What
married.
is this?
It's
What is this?
it's a st-
So
we're
sweet.
we're going on a tangent here, but there's a place called
Aren't you married?
Dateland in Arizona,
Oh.
and they basically just have a bunch of date trees, but they've like created a
Oh.
whole
okay,
like
okay.
truck
Date,
stop
Different kind of date.
Yeah,
Dateland.
I don't
yeah.
know what a date is.
They've created a whole like truck stop place on Interstate 8 there, and basically they sell like date ice cream and like dried dates and like all this stuff. Anyways, I was in there just like buying some dates on the drive back, and this lady was like, "Oh my gosh, I love your shoes. Your shoes are so cool. Where'd you get them?" We like talked about them for 10 minutes. I was like, "Man, you know what? It actually feels really nice to get complimented." And now that this thing came up today, I think I'm gonna start complimenting people's shoes more often, right? In the checkout line.
Yeah.
Right when I'm with a big cart full of stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
At Costco, right? At Costco.
All you have to do is hit that once, like the
Exactly.
lottery.
You get that lucky one
Have
that's
a
like
bunch of
feeling
ribeyes,
good.
bottles
Yep.
of wine.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
That's
but
horrible.
that was my recent story.
What you
I'm
need to
just joking
do is you
about
need to scope out the parking lot to see who drives up in a nice car, and then you wait for them. and
feeling
you
good
follow
about their
them.
suit or feeling
Yeah.
good about their dress
Hold
or
on.
something.
I respectfully disagree because the more wealthier people tend to drive the most beat up cars. They drive a old pickup truck
Yeah.
that
Oh.
has been with them
You'd
for.
never know.
You
they were
never
wealthy.
know.
You never know.
Not here,
You'd
especially
never know.
here.
Yeah.
Here
You got to
in-
play
in-
the numbers game, I
in
think.
That's true.
California, in Silicon Valley. Oh, you can tell the wealthy.
Yeah.
The $50,000 millionaires.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. Yep.
They're driving.
Yep, that happens a lot.
Driving in Lambos
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's
Escalades.
total
rocking
douche.
the
Like,
Escalade.
oh, I don't.
Upside down on everything they own.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
with spinners or what are they called? The spinners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
The spinner
spinner
rims.
rims.
Yep.
Those are
Yep.
nice, man.
Love it.
Damn,
Chick magnet
I've been
car.
eyeing those pretzels.
We're on a
you want me to
podcast
pass it?
still.
Do you want me to pass it
Can we focus?
Compliments, so
What
that's
else we
great.
got to
I'm
end
hung-
this
I like
bad
that.
boy?
I'm hungry. I haven't ate it
ESL.
after.
My mom loves those.
You did anything?
Yes.
Every single road trip.
Dude, they're so
goes
good.
in the car
This
with
is
her.
dangerous.
Yeah, my mom introduced him to those.
They're
She
so
loves
good.
those.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Horrible.
It's like black belt, 3-stripe level danger in terms of me being on a diet. Yeah.
Damn. You know.
Have another one.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
I'm going to compliment you how much you like them.
I'm gonna compliment you for always bringing snacks to the table, dude.
It's not always me.
I'm gonna
This is
compliment
a nice
you
little spread you got.
for
Yeah.
here
no.
tonight.
It's kind of basically evolved where we just bring stuff and we do this every time. Yeah.
Well, no more Popeyes. Popeyes is forbidden.
Oh, I eat the Popeye. I do the Popeyes in the car because
Getting the friggin'
brings I remember like the third, fourth episode.
It's like a Wendy's thing too, right?
He brings everything, and Johnny's
Oh,
like
greasy.
here, let me do it
Johnny had a
on this
greasy
side.
burger.
He was on that side, like away from all the equipment. He comes up, he plops it right
And
on
he was
top.
panicking.
I'm like, dude.
What are
So
you doing
greasy.
to my table?
And then it's
So
all
greasy.
onions too.
So
and
greasy.
I'm like, oh my god.
No, but he didn't want to say anything about it, and he was like,
was
he
cool.
kept like looking at it, and he was like, your grease is getting a little bit close to the table, right? And he was like
Get
Get your
spilling
fried
grease
chicken
everywhere.
off my
yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
I was hoping he'd stop
so
eating
funny.
Popeyes, like
Oh.
period. Like
No,
Did
I
you
have
eat
been.
during the episode.
I
No.
will eat during that
Oh,
episode,
yeah,
but
no,
no, I
no,
will.
no,
I
no.
mean, I'm
That's a different series.
I mean, this is. I think we're slowly getting too comfortable with the snacks.
What do you mean too
I'm gonna bring a
comfortable?
charcuterie board next time, dude. We're gonna do little sauces. We're gonna do the whole.
I'm gonna bring a
Little
blender.
fondue, little
We're out there
fondue.
interviewing you, blending like a smoothie.
We're gonna make the salsa.
Don't
Flip
put
it
salsa
pan-
on this table.
Air fryer.
Air fryer.
Who wants some
man.
wings?
Yeah. Oh, that's
You're
awesome.
gonna
What
turn it
about the
into a
corn
cooking show.
tortilla?
Yeah.
Yeah, the yellow
No,
corn
that's
tortilla.
not
The
it.
yellow corn
That's
tortilla.
not
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna buy some for the next episode and
Wait.
start eating them in front of them.
Why don't we do an episode where you show us how to make them?
Yeah.
Put your.
Did you know HEB had a candle that is butter
yeah,
tortilla
butter tortillas.
scent?
Yep.
My
Yep.
mouth is
Butter,
salivating.
flour,
Yeah.
butter flour.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
butter flour tortilla. Yeah.
Oh,
And-
God.
True story.
I think we bought one actually one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my
How
wife.
did it actually smell?
Dude, my wife loves doing this. It's so annoying. I'll get home like from work or like
Oh,
from jujitsu, and the house
no.
is like smelling like blueberry muffins and tortillas and like all this stuff. I'm like, what you cooking up in here, right? And you get in, it's just like a bunch of
candle?
candles.
Freaking candle.
I'm like, really?
No.
It's just a
Got
bunch of
robbed.
candles.
No.
And she's like, you didn't bring food.
Womp, womp,
No.
womp.
Leftover lasagna.
Yeah, I'm like,
3 nights
damn,
ago.
what's up with these candles, man? They always tricking me.
I'm gonna buy one of those. That's a great idea.
So how about you light a few of those candles and then you do make the tortillas?
Oh.
Do you think it'll enhance
A little reverse, a little
enhance
yeah.
it? Like
I would
really?
never know because I've never had your tortillas.
All right, next week I'll get some. I'll make some. Actually, let me check it out. I might make some this Saturday.
I
I'll
still
invite
believe
you.
in the Tooth Fairy.
Hey, so Steve, why don't you give some parting words, for the episode?
Okay, I just like to say I love watching people and love, Lena, you might be a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, but you're a black belt in love. And Professor Bruno, I don't know how you pulled it off, but good job, buddy. Maybe one day I could get me my own miss, just like you. You're inspirational in many ways. Thank you, Steve.
Hey, thank you. Yeah,
Love
thank
it.
Thank you,
Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
And you were very respectful too. Usually you're not respectful.
Yeah, you're a
but,
little over the
yeah.
top, but no, I like it. Good.
I want to inspire everybody in my own message. Make sure that when you're eating food that you don't chew with your mouth open. And that's my inspirational thing for the day, because you never know.
Thanks,
Thank
Steve.
you,
Thank you.
Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
That's
Love
Nice
it.
to meet you, Steve.
That's
Thanks.
amazing. Yeah, I know we didn't introduce him. Yeah, but he's the man of not many
Steve,
words.
one day
He's
I will
quiet,
be
yeah.
glad to put the second strap there.
Oh, Professor, I would like that. Oh, gosh. I have a really, really
Welcome
good...
anytime.
Yeah,
Dude.
my move is a flying wrist lock. I practice it a lot. But without the legs, it's kind of hard, but I'll get there.
Hey, next time we have them back, we got to do a stripe ceremony for Steve for something.
I
We got to
would
like
love
put him through like a little, display or something, right?
I mean, is he
Yeah.
up for a second strike? I mean, is it time?
That's right. We got to check the attendance. We got to check the skills.
Is he
How
there?
much?
Is he
Is
ready?
he, is he doing
Well,
all
Is he
the
ready
right
for that
things?
He
second
needs to... I would like to see him compete because the mat competition is
I
the
heard
truth.
I heard he never tapped by wrist locks.
No.
No one can
real-
pull that knee bar on me either.
Real flexible elbows and wrists,
someone,
right?
Someone
Yeah.
tried to, in the final, she tried to wrist lock me.
Really? No.
Standing up.
That's hard to pull off.
that.
Well, you saw what...
Felt it. I was like,
Yeah.
hey,
What you doing?
Yeah.
are you
that?
serious?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And then you said, okay,
Like,
but I'm
not
taking that medal.
today.
Great job again.
Flying. What about a flying lasso? And while you're lassoing, then you do a.
I think you have a better chance of
Hold it
pulling
back
that
to the
move
elbow.
off.
Yeah.
You have a better chance of pulling that off than cooking me some tortillas.
Oh,
I'll bet on that.
the
He's gonna
sub that
hammer
never
this home
fails.
until he gets some
Doing it
tortillas.
Yeah,
for
I'm gonna-
like
Yeah.
20 episodes, correct, Johnny? Johnny just loves
Easily,
it. Johnny
easily,
thinks it too. Like,
easily.
man,
You know what?
tortillas.
I think I have
Oh, here we
an electric little skillet, so I can put the
Little
Are you
hot
gonna
plate?
make it on the show?
Little hot
like
plate?
live?
yeah,
on the
make
show?
it live.
Yeah.
And then,
As
Nice.
the
Bring a
oil,
little,
as the oil is just
that-
like
I need to be invited to that episode.
I don't know. I don't know
Okay?
about the
Just
press.
saying.
I'll
Yeah,
have them
yeah.
pressed out and then
You
just
have them pressed out. Okay.
And then I'm going to bring hot dogs, pull them out
No.
of my pocket, and roll it up in the tortilla and eat
No,
it.
no.
From your pocket.
I'm like,
Pocket
hey,
hot dogs?
yeah, here.
Pocket hot dogs?
You
Don't
would be
encourage
so
him.
bad.
Don't encourage him.
And put
Bear-
ketchup on it.
Hot
Oh, you're a ketchup dude? No.
pocket hot
Mustard.
dogs is better than armpit hot dogs.
There you
Oh,
go.
I like that better. Let's just warm this baby up.
That's disgusting.
On the roller, on the hot roller, on the armpit hot roller.
It's going to be like,
Buddy,
there's going to be hair on it.
no, wear a shirt.
He's clean shaven.
It-
He's
it-
clean shaven.
And then
He's
and your
shaved.
body temperature is what, 97 point something?
98.6.
98.6?
Come on, dude.
I don't know. I teach.
You're a
I don't
teacher.
know.
He's an
I don't
educator.
know. I'm gonna stick a hot dog here, and I'm gonna look up how long it has to be in my armpit to get it to like a decent temperature. Stick on the tortilla, put some Heinz 57 on that.
Joe, you know
It'll-
what? Joe, you're so hot, you will cook that hot dog.
Dude, I'm gonna
Sizzle.
It's going to char it.
Sizzle.
and I'm gonna sit on the hamburger patty.
Oh my gosh. Don't switch him around, dude. Don't switch him around.
He's really excited about this.
No, he likes
we
it.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
I love hamburgers.
He's gonna cook in
Hamburgers.
seasoning.
He went there.
Oh,
That,
Professor, that was a
That
very
Joe's
inspiring.
rub. That Joe's rub.
Joe's.
That
Joe-
Joe's special
That
rub.
Joe's special burger, with the secret sauce
Remind me not to go to barbecues
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
on a brioche bun.
Yeah. Are you sure you still want to come for the tortilla day?
If it's live and made here in front of my eyes, I'm good. I just don't know if I'll have
I have
any
a
meat.
bunch
Yeah.
of patties on there.
Just
Lady's
the
gonna be like,
tortilla.
okay, so where did these come from?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Bring
be
your own protein.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think you just ruined burgers. For me.
no, burgers are great.
For everyone.
It's all seasoned with Jiggly
Joe-
Joe or
Joe's
Giggly
dry
Joe.
rub.
Giggly
Dude,
Joe.
there's something out there on the internet for everyone. There's some people like things, different things. I'm gonna leave it at that. And I bet you there are people out there that would
pay you.
that would
They will.
pay for me to sit on a hamburger and ship it to them.
Are we going OnlyFans?
It's
page
not
now?
OnlyFans.
We
it's
did so
more like that.
well. We did so well.
know.
The whole
We- yeah,
episode,
it
we
was
did so well.
Super,
I know that's a record, like an hour and
happened?
15 minutes.
And then it just
Seriously.
went off. The
but
Last
you
chart.
guys
5
know I'm
minutes.
right. There'll
Last
be
5 minutes.
there are people out there that would buy that.
It's a niche.
We're
It's a
tail
niche
spinning.
thing.
We're tail
Yeah.
spinning. Here, let me counter steer a little bit.
Yeah.
And why don't you actually,
We're already-
Professor
yeah.
Professor Bruno, some parting words. Let's go ahead
Yeah,
and bring this
Professor.
to a conclusion. For
Just like the community circle in the gym.
yeah. Actually,
We talk about that, the community circle.
I didn't even think about that. That's what it
That's
is.
why I'm
Yeah.
here, bud.
Yeah. So, today was a great conversation here. Very inspiring, very relaxing. So, I hope the listeners and the viewers love the histories from today, the driving road, the hot dog, the armpit hot
Oh,
dogs,
God.
the tortillas, the travel to Vegas.
Yep.
So we didn't go through the Vegas strip. So maybe we need a new podcast about that.
Yeah. Another
Oh, my
episode just to
God.
cover
But
that, yeah.
I hope
I
you guys
bet.
like it, and yeah, so it was a really good last hour.
Awesome.
I hope you guys enjoy the same way I enjoy it.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
thank
you,
you.
Professor.
Thank you for having us.
Lena.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Get a little bit closer to the
Closer.
mic.
Sorry. Thanks for having us. It's always a pleasure coming
Yeah.
Thank
on
you.
the podcast. I like the I'm going to call it tarot cards, but I know it's not tarot cards. What are they called?
Affirmators.
Affirmators.
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. I like that. And I like the card I drew too.
Affirmators Deluxe.
Nice.
Yeah, the goal is to get through all those.
And then shuffle them up again.
Yeah, before you do it.
I like the compliment. The compliment card.
Yeah.
I drew.
So for the wait, hold on. I'll wait until it's my turn. Johnny.
No, this was really awesome having you both. Thank you for everything that you do in the gym and in and outside the gym and the culture and everything. I think it's really great. I'm really happy to be part of the gym family. And yeah, thank you for coming on. Really
We're
awesome.
so glad you guys made it from California. Here, finally.
Yeah.
You made it.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
home now. You can rest.
If you're watching from California, we don't want
Yeah.
you.
Finally.
Well, unless you need to be rescued. Like,
Yeah,
all
or
right.
be a soul fighter. Yeah.
Yep. So, compliment. So this week's goal, I challenge you all to compliment people. Compliment
Ooh, I
at
like
least.
that.
Yeah, compliment.
Yes.
At least one person a day. Just one.
Yeah, even one a day.
That's
just one a
easy.
day.
That's easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once
like
I
that.
heard that, talking about the compliment, instead compliment someone and try to hug someone.
Oh.
Can I choke them?
Well, that's a certain type
After
of
the
hug.
hug, Joe.
Yeah.
After the hug.
That's a certain
Yeah.
type of hug.
Hug their
Compliment.
neck. You can hug their neck.
It's a very mechanical technique hug. You know,
I'm going to hug a lot of white belts tomorrow night.
Make sure you
That's
compliment
acceptable.
them. Make sure
I
you
would
compliment.
Yeah, you tapped really fast.
That was good.
Yeah.
Good, Joe.
Do you have any last words before I go over my last words?
You're good at this, huh?
I
Professor Lana, thank you so much for joining us. This is a special episode 20 of El Pinche Podcast.
And then I got
What's that?
some last words.
I know. I'm not.
Oh.
I'm kind of giving.
Gonna let
Yeah.
you.
Some space.
Yeah, you're.
Give them
Yeah,
some space.
tight. Damn. Remember last time I was
He's
the one cutting
excited.
people
Yeah.
up. So on 3, when we count down, I'm giving you the heads up. You guys are gonna lead it. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, LPG podcast. All right, and then you got to. All right, so that's how.
Me too.
Yes. No,
You
you're
too.
gonna be. Both of you guys are gonna be leading it.
Yeah,
We're
flex
gonna
that
look
way.
at that camera, but
one.
let's
All right.
have.
Okay,
Just have
so
Joe
Joe's parting
okay, thank you.
words.
So a couple things.
Finalize it.
Miss Lana, very inspirational, and behind every great man's a great woman. It's a great combination.
That was a
Per-
great compliment.
And Professor,
He's
I'm a
good at
big
it.
Batman fan. I've never brought this up, but you reminded me of a quote with your story of continuing. Batman says, "The greatest glory is not in ever falling, but in rising up every time we fall." And that's what you did too. So you are our superhero and you are our superheroine. Some last words, the importance of health. I like that you brought that out, the mental health and pursuing that. And then another thing that I want to mention out there that's inspirational for me guys is it doesn't have to be BJJ. I think that's why we have a lot of people that will watch that. Some of them don't practice it, but it's just the conversation and things. But try to start something new also. You took a chance with something. You took a chance with something. I came back. You joined. So try to start something too. Have goals. I like this. We'll keep it challenge for the week. We'll do that too. That's a goal for everyone out there. Give some compliments. See the reactions. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to like that. And if they don't, they might be going through something. And the big thing was the culture. Culture is so huge anywhere. In the gym, we talked about how we came to Texas and the culture of Texas. Bruno talked about how there's a culture of bad people and you have to find good people, inspire people, compliment them, model through the competition. And then just again, the community circle, we do a little run around here where we just give our last words, and go out there and be good.
Amazing. Everybody
You're
give
amazing.
it up. Give it up to Jiu-Jitsu. All right, let's go. Let's go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. El Pinche Podcast.
Hey, if I bring hot dogs next week, I can't do that.